Welcome to the California Intern Network, a program of University Enterprises Incorporated, or UEI for short. Congratulations on being hired as a student assistant. It may seem a little confusing at first, but we are the employer of record, which is a fancy way of saying UEI handles your paycheck, and you should call us with any issues such as if you're injured or you need an employer reference. Your worksite supervisor will set your schedule, train you, and discuss your pay. You should have a file folder in front of you. And if you don't, stop the video and talk with your supervisor. Everything you need to complete your orientation is on the right-hand side pocket of this folder. The orientation will take approximately 30 minutes, so feel free to pause throughout this time to complete each form. Grab a tasty beverage, a trusty pen, and settle in for the ride.
Okay, let's get started. First up, the online status form instructions. If you have your employee ID number, please feel free to complete this now. If not, hold on to this for later use. You're required to submit the online employee status form at the time of hire, which is now, and prior to the start of each academic term. If you graduate while working with us, you are still required to fill out a status form at the start of the next academic term.
Next is your employee status form responsibility confirmation. Signing this form confirms that you understand your responsibility for submitting the online status form prior to the start of each semester or quarter. This rule also applies to students who are working and graduated. Then we have our criminal records supplemental questionnaire. As a condition of your employment, we need you to complete this form, sign and date at the bottom.
UEI contracts its retirement benefits with the California Public Employees Retirement System, CalPERS. Due to our contract terms, UEI verifies if any of our employees are currently working for another CalPERS agency or if they are a CalPERS retiree. Please be sure to check the appropriate box, sign, and date the form.
Next is the voluntary self-identification form. As it says, this is voluntary. If you choose to fill it out, please leave the Social Security number and employee ID number blank. If you decline, feel free to move on to the next form. Are you still with us? Not too painful yet, right? Okay then, hold on for the next part. So now, we will need to be able to identify you. Why? So we can verify your eligibility to work in the United States. Documents such as the driver's license and Social Security card or U.S. passport are needed for the I-9 form. You're only responsible for filling out the front page. Your supervisor or representative is responsible for filling out and signing the back page. Please begin the front page at the top, where it says Section 1, Employee Information. Upon reaching the box that reads, Other last names used, please indicate if you have other last names or write NA. Do not leave this box blank. Once you have finished filling out the top section, proceed to check one of the boxes in the middle of the page regarding your status to work in the U.S. Do not mark more than one box. Continue down the page, please sign and date. Make sure to give your identification documents to your supervisor so they can verify authenticity and make a copy to send with this form.
Okay, we are now going to complete the required income tax forms. As you'll see, there are two different forms, W-4 form and the DE-4 form. The W-4 form is for federal income tax withholding, and the DE-4 form is for state income tax withholding. Let's start with the W-4 form. There are 5 possible steps to complete on the form. The first is to complete step 1. Please be sure to include your Social Security number in box B. If you have more than one job or a working spouse, be sure to complete step 2. And if you have dependents you can legally claim, you'll need to complete step 3. If you have other adjustments to claim, you'll need to complete step 4. Step 5 is where you will date and sign. Be careful to write clearly and avoid making mistakes, as corrections are not allowed in any of these steps. Now moving on to the DE-4 form, which is a 4-page form. You are required to check mark your marital status and fill in lines 1 through 3 using the instructions provided. And just like the W-4 form, be careful to write clearly and avoid making mistakes.
Now we have the pre-designation of personal physician document. In the event of a work-related injury or illness, you may choose to be treated by your own physician, but only if you've pre-designated them and the physician has agreed in advance. Mark one of the boxes, sign and date the bottom. Next is our emergency contact information. Please be sure to designate at least one person on the emergency contact form. You can leave the employee ID number blank.
Okay, take a breath. It's getting good now. On to the and ever so captivating UEI policies. The first is the conflict of interest policy, which really asks, are you engaged in activities of personal economic interest that may conflict with the best interests of UEI? Please review the examples and then sign and date. Next is the General Code of Safe Practices. This policy explains guidelines to protect you from potential accidents, such as standing on a rolling chair. Don't do it. It's not a ladder. Please take the time to review the safety rules before you sign and date.
UEI is a drug-free workplace, and a copy of our drug-free workplace policy is in your folder. You're acknowledging you will abide by this policy as a condition of employment. Please sign and date. Your supervisor or employer representative for this orientation will also need to sign and date as the witness. Next is the Employee Responsibility Confirmation Form. Signing this form confirms your responsibility to familiarize yourself with the UEI handbook and abide by UEI policies and procedures. Feel free to ask your supervisor or UEI Human Resources any questions if you need clarification. And in case you're wondering, yes, we are nearly done. Moving on, the new hire orientation checklist confirms your completion of the orientation process with UEI. In the Employee Information section, go ahead and print your name, the department you are working for, and your start date, but leave the employee ID number blank. At the bottom, please sign and date it and have your supervisor in the orientation sign and date as your witness. No need to check off any of the boxes.
Phew! Now for the good stuff, getting paid. If you have a bank account, it's highly recommended you complete the direct deposit form to authorize us to deposit your paycheck into your account. Also, please be sure to attach a voided check or complete your routing and account number information and sign and date at the bottom. If you don't have your banking information at this time, don't worry. You may take this form home with you and send it to us via fax or regular mail. Congratulations! You have now completed filling out all of the required forms for your orientation. Oh, and no worries, your supervisor or work representative will be FedExing us the completed documents. Take a bow. You deserve it.
That wasn't that hard now, was it? The remaining documents are yours to keep and review at your leisure. Just a couple of key takeaways though. UEI's time and attendance system. Everything you need to know appears in the handout. Or you can visit California Intern Network's website at calinterns.org/students for more information. Employee Online, UEI's online self-service employee portal, which allows you to view pay stubs, W-2 information, and update items such as your home address, W-4, and emergency contacts. Meal breaks and rest period information are found in the timekeeping section of the Employee Handbook. California state-mandated brochures, including unemployment benefit information, workers' compensation facts, disability insurance provisions, paid family leave, and UEI's sexual harassment policy, and other resources regarding sexual misconduct, also known as Title IX, are typically found on your campus website. For regular communications from us, such as our newsletters, status form information, etc., please ensure your email address is correct and UEI is considered a safe sender in your email account. Thank you for taking this valuable time to review and complete your new hire orientation with University Enterprises Incorporated. We are excited to have you on board and look forward to helping you in your future career goals. Congratulations on your new position. Should you have any questions throughout this session, feel free to call us at 916-278-7003 and explain that you're a student completing orientation. Have a great day.